where's the other ladies? Oh, there they
They're
are.
all
We
there.
have come.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Perfect. Elizabeth, would you mind if I kept this up here? Okay.
Let's let the sound of this next bell take us to the deepest place within us. Okay, my friends, it is my joy to introduce you to our musician for today, which is Travis Hogue. Let's stand for our first couple of songs. Our first song is This Bright Light of Mine.
All right, singers, here's your key. 2, 3, 4. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let's do that one more time. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Deep down in my heart, deep down in my heart, give it to me, I'm gonna let it shine. Deep down in my heart, I'm gonna let it shine. Deep down in my heart, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All around the world, all around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Come on, church, living around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Big finish. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Woo! All right. It is my pleasure to be here with you this morning. This next song is called We Are the Ones, or We Are the Harvest. This is a Jamie Lula song. And I just want to shout out to all of the staff here at Awakening Ways, all the volunteers that help put this service together, behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, here with us now and not here. This song goes out to you all, and so let me just capo up here real quick. Here we go. Here's the key. Jump in anywhere. If you know the song, jump with it. It's called We Are the Harvest, yeah? Yeah. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we've been sowing. We are the harvest we reap. One more time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we've been sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am. Oh, I am. That I am. Yeah. That I am. That I am. Oh, I am. That I am. Feel it, yeah. That I am. That I am. Your voices sound so great. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we've been sowing. We are the harvest we reap. I am. Oh, I am. That I am. That I am. That I am. finish. We are the harvest we reap. We are the harvest we reap. Beautiful.
Awesome. All right, friends, while you're on your feet, please turn to one another and offer the namaste greeting. Namaste. Namaste to Travis, and namaste to everyone. Namaste to our tech team, Brian and Jesus in the back. Thank you. Namaste to our love streamers. Blessings. We'll find out who's been viewing when Jesus sends me a message later today. Right, Jesus? That was my reminder. All right, beloveds, if you'll take a moment to silence your cell phones or whatever devices you have in this moment, that would be fabulous. Grand Rising. My name is Reverend Elizabeth Rowley Hogue, and I'm the spiritual leader here, and I use she, her gender pronouns, and the land upon which we gather is the unceded territory of the Chumash and Salinan people, and I invite you to take a deep breath with me in this moment. And another one. And one more. Yes. Welcome to the Awakening Ways Center for Spiritual Living, where all that we ask is that you remain open to the possibility of changing your entire life by changing your mind. This service has been designed especially for you. Welcome home. We have been waiting for you. And we have an affirmation for today, and I invite you to please repeat after me. I am the light of the world. I embrace my shadow. This bright light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And so it is.
Turned green.
There we go.
Good morning. I am Delon. I am your practitioner of the day, which means if you would like prayer for anything, you want to change something, move something, shift something, anything feels stuck, that's what we do, and we do it well. So if you'd like prayer this morning, I'll be available right after the service in the lobby. Please come and see me. You can also fill out one of these prayer request forms, put it in the box over here, and there are 11 or 12 of us that will pray for you all week. You can also email us at info@awakeningways.org and type prayer request in the subject line. And if there's anything that you would like to go a little deeper with, any of us ministers and practitioners are available to do spiritual counseling with you. So, with that out of the way, if you would, just relax into your seat for a second and bring back that breath. Pay attention to your breath. And just listen to these words from Ernest Holmes. He said, "My acceptance of life," that's life with a capital L, "dissolves all pain and discord. Even now, the living spirit is flowing through you. I permit this physical body to receive the living spirit in every action, function, cell, and organ. The spirit forever imparts its life to me." And it is that spirit that we accept this morning, each of us. As this morning unfolds, we listen to the music and we let it vibrate through us, as us. We let that spirit in. We acknowledge that spirit. And Reverend Elizabeth's talk resonates with something within us that we then see in our lives. And it's good. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for this community. I'm thankful for this vibrant, alive morning. And I just let that be so. And so it is.
I just want to say how grateful I am to be here today with you. And if you haven't heard this yet today, this morning, I love you. I'm grateful for you. Yeah. I'm so glad you're here. This next song is one of my favorite songs. It's called We Have Come Here. And this is a chant from Amy Bishop, a dear friend of ours, Karen Drucker, and Gary Lynn Floyd. And the lyrics are in your bulletin. And so if you've heard this song before, feel free to jump in wherever you feel you want to, if you feel inspired. The one voice sounds cool, but the many voices sound amazing. You guys were killing it on that last one. All right, here it goes. Family, we're sisters and we're brothers, and we carry this love everywhere that we go. Okay, and we got the melody. Here we go. We have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love grow. We are family, we're sisters and we're brothers, and we carry this love everywhere that we go. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love everywhere that we go. Yeah. Have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love grow. We are family, we're sisters and we're brothers, and we carry this love everywhere that we go. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love. Love everywhere that we go. Yeah. Here we go. We have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love grow. We our family, we're sisters and we're brothers, and we carry this love everywhere that we go. Gentle, we carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love everywhere that we go. We are family. We have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love grow. We are family, we're sisters and we're brothers, and we carry this love everywhere that we go. You're hired.
Woo!
Choir, everybody.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Wow, that song is better than coffee. Woo! I feel it in my toes. Grand Rising beloveds, thank you for being here. For those of you who just walked in, welcome. It's a great day to be alive. Did you guys hear about the new restaurant that opened up here in Atascadero on Friday? It's called the Karma Cafe. There's no menu. You get what you deserve. Ba-doom, boom. I'll be here all morning, okay? I will be here all morning. All right. Today, we're going to explore something that's often overlooked. In spiritual communities, we've been talking about a lot of similar items the last couple of weeks here. And so with our Seed of Awakening as the unstatus quo, which, by the way, I feel like I'm being an unstatus quo minister wearing jeans, frayed at the bottom. It's summertime, right? It should be allowed. It should be allowed. All right, so we know that spirituality brings light and love and wisdom, yes? We feel it, right? But let's be honest, sometimes that light can cast a very human shadow. Yes? So if we don't recognize those shadows, they can trip us up. And we do not want to be tripped on our own shadow. Okay? And so we're going to dive right into this. Now, shadow. What is a shadow anyway? So a shadow actually forms when an opaque or non-transparent object blocks light from passing through and reaching a surface on the other side. Now, shadows, you may have noticed, tend to be longer in the morning and longer in the evening because the sun is actually lower in the sky and it hits the earth at an angle. All right? So you need a light source and an object in order to block the light to create a shadow. Are you with me? Okay. Now, just as an object is illuminated by light and it casts a shadow, the more a person engages in their spiritual awakening, all of us, and their spiritual growth, which is the light, yes, the more our shadow may be revealed. Can anyone relate? These are those moments when you think you worked on that, right? You worked on that. I'm already done with that. I've been working on that. I went to therapy for 20 years or whatever. And then lo and behold, you take a class and boom, it's all out there again, right? And you're thinking, what in the world is going on? So it is our spiritual awakening, our spiritual growth. So good on us. That means we're growing. And also there's a deeper level for us to look at this thing or these other aspects of our shadow, right? That we may not necessarily love, okay? We may not necessarily, thank you, Frank, for getting me. Now, how many of you have ever thought or said, I've worked on this before? I thought it was done. Pretty much everyone, right? So it's like that. I've heard the analogy of an onion, and you know how there's so many layers to the onion, and so we peel away the layers, and lo and behold, there's another layer, and another layer, and another layer. Well, as we do that to onions, we cry. So there may be crying with your spiritual layering also, but that's okay because that's a form of release. But the point of that is there's always another level for us. There's always a deeper level. And the levels are going to be revealed to us whether we like it or not. In other words, it's not like we have to take a hammer and a chisel and get to those levels. They're going to come up, right? Now, if you want to expedite that, yeah, you can do more spiritual practices, take classes, be in community, and really practice what's being taught here on Sundays, you know? And then that tends to spark things and kind of open you up and make you available to these spiritual experiences. And that's okay because everyone is experiencing that, you know? I think sometimes we have an experience and we think, oh, it's just us, you know? And then our shadow would have us stay home. Our shadow would have us stay home because we don't want our friends to see us in our shadow. But realistically, you need to be here around your people, right? Who are going to love us up and love us through it and be there and be present until we can love ourselves through it. Because sometimes we don't, right? It's like, you with me? All right. Now, let me be clear. The shadow isn't inherently bad. We have done this thing to it, right? We've made it bad. Ooh, shadow. Don't go there. I don't want to go there, right? Especially in New Thought communities. But the shadow isn't bad. It's not you're not bad or wrong when the shadow comes up. It's simply reflecting to us what is not fully integrated into our consciousness yet. Now, if we can take that perspective, oh, look, what this has come to heal me and grow me and expand me in a particular way. And realize that it's come up to reflect that toward me, or reflect that to me so that I can integrate what I know and what I believe and shine the light on it, basically, yes? Which is beautiful. And so as we face and integrate the shadow, we go deeper and we allow for a deeper and more authentic level of spirituality, yes? Now, for individuals, these hidden or unconscious aspects of our personalities are often comprised of traits that are suppressed or denied because they don't align maybe with our spiritual ideals. Now, the more spiritually evolved we become, the bigger the shadow gets, inviting us again to look at it and integrate it. So in this context of spirituality, the shadow could really be bypassing, which, hey, there's a whole book on bypassing, which is such a great reminder. I have to admit, for me, it's a little bit of a downer because I'm totally rainbows and sunshine. Hey, right? And then it's like, oh, yeah. But it's great because it reminds me not to have my head in the clouds. And it brings us down to the center. And like I spoke about previously, you know, the pendulum swings, right? We're learning and we swing all the way to one end, and then we swing all the way to the other, and then we find our happy medium in the middle. So this helps us on one end of the pendulum, right? It's reminding us that what's very interesting for me is, and I was listening to it on the way here, is that it's saying things like, the thought just left, so I guess it didn't want to say it. I was there and now it's gone. So anyway, all right, 3 examples of shadow to discuss today. Number 1 is spiritual ego. What is that? Well, the first shadow is what I like to call spiritual ego. Now, we all know someone. We know someone, or maybe it's us, but it's probably someone else, that gets really into spirituality, and then suddenly they feel like they're above everyone else. Oh, it's like they go from being just a regular person to some enlightened being who's definitely more evolved than you and everyone. Know anyone like that? My chakras are way more balanced than yours. Do you even meditate? Because your attitude suggests otherwise. I'm ultra spiritual and you are not. These people are not. I bless you and I release you. Right? I bless you and I release you. Thanks, but no thanks. Well, let me tell you a story. I once went on a silent retreat. You know me, I love these silent retreats, right? And one of my first ones, I thought I was about to become a Zen master in 3 days. And on the second day, people were walking around searching for their seat, and there was just a rush of people. And I felt like I was in an airport for a moment, and I caught myself walking slower than everyone, and I was just observing all the rush. And I thought, wow, I'm so present and mindful, unlike all these people rushing around here. Thank you. Right? And then we also ate our meals in the dining hall in silence. And I remember stopping and just observing and thinking to myself, wow, everybody's in silence, but they are making a lot of noise. These forks are slamming on the plates, and I can hear them scraping around and shuffling, and man, all the silly little egos, right? And then it hit me. I wasn't being mindful. I was being superior. I made myself superior, and I was feeling smug about how spiritual I was being, right? How silly. And so the irony is that spiritual pride is the exact opposite of what the retreat was all about, right? And so then that creates spiritual dissonance, you know? When you know you're here for a particular experience and then your behavior expresses something else. I hate it when that happens. So this is the shadow of spiritual ego, right? That's one example. Now, It's really when we use spirituality to separate ourselves rather than connect with others. Okay? That's the main point. When we use spirituality to separate ourselves rather than connect with others, because that's what the ego does. It separates itself. It isolates itself. I'm different. I'm bad, I'm wrong, I'm this, I'm that, I'm better, worse, all of it, right? Ego is very busy all the time, unless it's not. You can quiet and get a healthy ego by your spiritual practice, you know? But true spirituality, when you're really experiencing authentic spirituality, it humbles us. Yes? Can you relate to that? When you have a spiritual awakening and you're humbled, right? You're not inflated. You don't have an inflated sense of superiority like, look at me. I'm awake. It's like, oh, I love you. It's more like that. Like, oh, God is so good. I'm so blessed. My life is living love. That kind of thing, yes? And so true prayer is not a petition to God. It is a realization of truth. It is an attitude of the mind, a feeling of the heart, and a consciousness of our union with the whole. That's an Ernest Holmes quote. And it reminds us that spiritual practice is about uniting with the divine, not elevating ourselves above others, because when we focus on our oneness with all, the spiritual ego naturally dissolves, right? Now, some people, I've heard it said, we're not here to intellectualize the spirit. We're here to spiritualize the ego, right? We're spiritualizing our ego. Did I hear someone clapping? Yes, thank you. Spiritualize your intellect, in other words, but not allow it to get inflated, right? So number 2 on the shadow side of spirituality this morning is avoiding reality. Now, this second shadow is about using spirituality to really avoid reality. It's when we start saying things like, oh, I'm not going to deal with this difficult situation because I'm just going to focus on love and light instead. Right? So a client of mine once had a huge deadline for a project, and instead of dealing with the stress that she was experiencing and getting things done, she decided to go ahead and meditate on abundance and think about how the universe was going to deliver this finished project to her if she could get more centered and anchored in this truth. Right? Spoiler alert, the universe didn't. By day 3 of procrastinating, she actually found herself frantically pulling things together with an all-nighter and repeating affirmations like, I'm calm, I'm peaceful, I'm calm, I'm peaceful, while internally she was having an absolute meltdown. I'm calm, I'm peaceful, and the clock is ticking, right? So I had to break the news to my dear client that in that instance, she was actually using spirituality as a crutch to avoid real-world responsibilities. And remind her that, look, spirituality isn't about bypassing life's challenges. It's not about that. It's about facing them head on, facing them with the grace and the tools that our practice actually gives us, yes? And so Ernest Holmes believed that spirituality involves engaging with life, not retreating from it, but engaging with life. He observed that we are surrounded by an intelligent law which receives the impress of our thought and acts upon it. This is the law through which we create our experiences. What you think about, you bring about. And so this quote reminds us that we are actually active participants in the co-creation of our spirituality. We're not just naming and claiming it and then going to our living room and sitting on the couch to eat bonbons. Well, it sounds appealing, but, or whatever it is, that's your thing. Popcorn, I don't know, right? Treat and move your feet. You've got to get involved. You can't avoid reality. So these are like pitfalls and traps, I think, really for early on in spirituality. And so I know you guys are pretty well evolved at this point. And so you may remember feeling these ways or having that experience. I certainly do, and it didn't make sense at the time, but it definitely does now. And so this quote is reminding us we're active participants in the co-creation of our reality, and that if we avoid taking responsibility, we lose our power to shape our lives. And we don't want that. We can shape our lives through our spiritual practice. And it can be very, very powerful. Would you agree? Yes. All right. Number 3 on the spiritual side or the shadow side of spirituality is spiritual comparison. Ooh. This third shadow is spiritual comparison. Have you ever found yourself thinking, that person is so much farther along on their spiritual path than I am? Or, I wish I could meditate, pray, manifest right, or fill in the blank like that person over there. And I mean, not just spirituality, right? In every area of our lives, yes? I wish I were more like Frank, or Reverend Diane, or Rebecca, or Jen, you know? So here's another thing. This happened to me during a group meditation early on in my spiritual awakening many years ago. And I opened my eyes. We were in this group meditation, and, I opened my eyes, which, yes, you're not supposed to do that. But I saw the person next to me that was sitting so still and so serene. And I was like fidgeting. I think I had too much coffee, and I was thinking about how I was hungry. And my mind was like spinning out because I had this latte, and I was trying to just sit and be still. And I'm looking at this other person, and they're just like, no movement at all, right? And I felt like I was just going to jump out of my chair. So I thought to myself, they got this all figured out, and I don't. I'm over here failing terribly, But that's the trap, right? That's the trap. When we compare our journey to someone else's, we forget that each of our paths are unique. Spirituality isn't a race. It isn't a competition. So 7, I have to remind myself this constantly, on the 7 on the Enneagram. Spirituality isn't a race or a competition. What looks like someone else's peace might actually be their hardest fought battle, right? And to us, we're like, oh, wow, you're so peaceful. And I've actually heard people say, it took me a lot to get here, right? And that's powerful and so beautiful. So instead of comparing ourselves to others, we're actually called to focus on our own growth, trusting that we are exactly where we need to be. And as Ernest Holmes said, the time will come when we will let go of the lesser for the greater and no longer judge according to appearances, but according to that which lies back of appearances. Beautiful. So friends, the true measure of spiritual growth isn't how we appear compared to others, but the depth of our connection to spirit. So as we look at this shadow side of spirituality this morning, consider that. Consider, how can I continue to cultivate my relationship with the God of my understanding? How can I take this to a deeper level? Am I spending enough time in communion with it? Am I having some daily dedicated time where I'm connecting with the divine and not thinking about my to-do list and what's happening tomorrow and what I have to do or what I didn't do or what, the whole long list, right? For me, there's a huge list. And so just stopping and taking the time to relax and connect with that presence. So join me in taking your attention inward in this moment. We're going to do this right now. And so just turn within and become aware of your breath. And as you become aware of your breath, recognize that there is a power and presence that is breathing you into existence right now. You're not telling it to breathe. You don't have to pray about it or do affirmations. It's happening. And as we tune into that presence, the thing that is closer than our hands and feet and nearer than our breath, we remember who we are. Who we are beyond our personal identities. Mother, father, sister, brother, minister, student, practitioner, musician. And in the remembering of who we are beyond those personal identities, we've taken a backward step. And we've taken this step to go deeper into our awareness, deeper into this oneness. And now I invite everyone to open your eyes and just look around. Just look around the room and look at the individuals around you and notice that while there are individuals who are separate from you, like you actually have your body and you have your skin and then there's space, yes? And then there's a little more space and then the other person's body begins. And so while that's occurring, there's still that same presence, there's still that oneness where you turn within and they turn within, and that's where we're connected, right? We can't see the separation, but there's actually just one thing happening here. Just one thing happening. And so in remembering that, we can bring that out into the world. We can bring that out into our relationships and the people we meet along the way, like on our way home. We bring it to our spouses. We bring it to our friends and our family. If we're going out to eat after the service, we bring that to them, right? People can feel that. People can feel our energies. People feel it, right? And they'll go, wow, you're so spiritual. No. I wish I could be like you. I'm sorry. But seriously, people can feel it, you know? They feel that energy, just like you can feel it when you walk into a room. You ever walk into a room and then turn around and walk out because you feel something's up here, right? I know. Yeah, and that's okay too. So remembering that, that space within you is as eternal and vast as the space that spans beyond the myriad universes. You cannot wrap your mind around that. You are not supposed to. How big is that? Where does the space that spans beyond the myriad universes end? Exactly. And so that's how eternal and vast each one of us is, right? And so we opened our eyes and we were in that short meditation of connecting, and then we looked around at each other. And so a great practice is to, next time as you find yourself looking around or after this service when we're mingling, remember that you are as eternal and vast as the person that is sitting next to you, right? And so we meet and greet each other. When we meet and greet each other, we are meeting and greeting our secret and unseen self. Yes? None greater or lesser in whole or worth. And so that is piercing because you can look right into the person and know who they are because you know who you are. You with me? All right, so the shadow, as a reminder, isn't inherently bad. Your shadow side is not bad. It's simply reflecting what is not fully integrated into your consciousness. Now, facing and integrating the shadow allows for a deeper and more authentic spirituality. So the greater awakening that you have, the greater the shadow. And that's okay. It's just reminding us and showing us, hey, this needs to be integrated, It reminds me of, we're doing a lot of work at our home, and we had everything painted. We got like new crown molding and new baseboards, and we had painting done. They had to take out a bunch of the wall, and so they had to re-drywall and blah, 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 right? And so all of that done, and then, so the whole place looks amazing, but then it was like the doors were like just glaring. the door frames, right? Like chipped and a different color and like we didn't even notice before, but it was like, what? It's like that, right? Right? So we're like, how much to also paint the doors and the trim, you know? And so we got that done, and then it was like, integration, right? It's like that. You become more spiritually aware, and then the things that you see are just like, what? This aspect of myself, what? Easily resolved, though, right? Bring it in, love it, integrate it, shine the light on it. Oftentimes for us, we can go, thank you for reminding me of how I used to be. Yes? Thank you for reminding me of how I used to be. Or, wow, that attitude or that reaction is so like 20 years ago, you know, or so 10 years ago. And who is that? Does that ever happen? Like, whoa, who was that that just reacted that way? Well, you can love that part and love that aspect of yourself and bring it in. And remind whichever aspect of yourself that is, that you've got this now. Like I'm good. I have spirit in my life, and we're gonna forge ahead in this direction, and it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be more than okay. So the greater your awakening, the greater the shadow. This means that things you previously worked on in consciousness can cast a shadow as you awaken to those deeper places within you. Now I'm going to invite Travis to come up as we get ready for our prayer and then closing song. And so in conclusion, as we continue our spiritual journeys, friends, let's not forget to acknowledge the shadows that come along with the light. Watch out for that spiritual ego, resist the temptation to avoid reality, and embrace imperfection as part of the process. This is part of the process. I love it, you know, because I know that practice doesn't make perfect, it makes permanent, you know, but the more we practice things, the more comfortable we get, the more confident we get, and the more connected we feel, and so that really supports us, right? And so there's imperfections along the way that we can embrace and know, hey, this is part of the process, you know? And if you catch yourself tripping over the shadows, remember, you're in good company, right? I've been there, and I'm sure I'll be there again, and that's just the way this thing rolls. So it's all okay, and each stumble is not just another step. It's a step toward deeper wisdom and maybe even a good laugh along the way. So may we all walk forward from here in humility and courage and authenticity and being mindful of the light and the shadows and allowing them both to exist. Now, spiritual dissonance occurs when we know and believe a spiritual principle and even talk about it with our friends, embody it in all the other areas of our lives, but it's not fully integrated in this particular area, and then that casts a shadow. And so the call is to have our spiritual practice become integration, yes? So this week you're going to ask yourself the question, what aspect of my spirituality have I not fully embraced and integrated? What aspect of my spirituality of myself have I not fully embraced and integrated? I keep looking at the ministerial students because they're doing their work. I got to tell you, we're doing a ministerial class, and I saw Susan smiling over here because they've got some good ones. I'm really, wow, we're so blessed to have these two in ministerial school. Let's give them some love. Yeah, they're great. All right, so let's turn our attention inward. Oh, yeah. And allow yourself to relax into your body. And as you do so, you can hear the guitar sounds and how beautiful it is to know that that guitar wasn't making any sound a moment ago until Spirit expressing itself as Travis put his fingers on the strings, and now there's some beautiful sounds coming out, right? Where does this sound go to? I'm so grateful in this moment to recognize and remember that there is only one thing happening right here and right now, and it is Spirit. And it is the thing that is expressing itself in me, as me, and through me, in, as, and through everyone. It is expressing itself in, as, and through Travis. It is the thing that is playing the guitar and causing this beautiful sound to come out as waves into this room. And those sound waves are landing in our bodies. They're penetrating our bodies, and we feel something happening. So there's the music that's happening, and then there's this spoken word, and this is creating some kind of harmony, some kind of equilibrium within us. And in this moment, there is a remembering. I know who I am. I know whose I am. And as I speak this word, I know it is true for each one of us. Listen to the sound of those beautiful strings. Let it take you on a journey into the cosmos. I'm so grateful in this moment to know that where there is light, there is shadow, and there is bright light within my consciousness, and there is bright light within the consciousness of each one of us. We're shining our lights. We started this service today with this bright light of mine. I'm going to let it shine. And knowing that that is so, we have courage and grace and love because we are allowing this light to shine, knowing full well that that bright light also reveals the shadow. And you know what? We're okay because we know that within us we have the divine, that we are the divine, that Spirit is expressing itself through us and as us, and there's nothing we need to worry about. So right here in this moment, whatever worry has been on the mind of any of us, we can let it go. Let that just dissolve. You can set it down on the floor next to you and pick it up on your way out if you'd like, or just leave it for those cosmic merry maids of the universe to sweep away for good. There's nothing to worry about, nothing to fear. All is working for my great unfoldment. And when I say my, this is for you too. Spirit is always working for the highest and best good in my life. There is nowhere that Spirit is not. It is my love, it is my sadness, it is my fear, all of it is God. And I'm so grateful to know that this presence is forever loving me exactly as I am. And so as we go forward from here, we bring this love and we bring this light into every aspect of our lives. We bring this love and light into our homes and out into the world and share it, because there is more light where that came from. And there is all the light. There is so much sparkly good light that we can allow all of it to emanate. It's not like if we share our light, ours will be diminished. More light is there, always. And so I'm very grateful for this light. I'm very grateful to know that we can embrace it all and know that we are loved. And yes, we are as eternal and vast as the space that spans beyond the myriad universes. And I know that when I meet and greet others, that I am meeting and greeting my secret and unseen self, none greater or lesser in whole or worth. And it is so good. And so with great gratitude, I can relax now into absolute appreciation and love and know that every single cell in my body is lit up, that I am now vibrating at a higher frequency than I was vibrating at when I walked in the door this morning. And it is good and very good. And with gratitude, I release this prayer now into that loving and creative action of the law, knowing it is so. I invite you to help me anchor this truth by saying with me, and so it is. Woo! Thank you. Thanks, honey. All right. And now we have, he's got to change one key or tune or whatever he calls it. Oh, I better turn this off.
This song was written many years ago. I was learning how to pray and meditate. My first foundations class at CSL. I was learning how to pray and meditate. And these lyrics came as that part of the conversation with God. The proactive and the reactive. It's called As Love. The Word of God is a song of grace, a song for you and me. The prayer I pray is for grace to be the God I know in me. The touch of God is a sweet embrace, a touch for you and me. The prayer I pray is for grace to be the God I know in me. I am love. I am love. I am love. I am love. Can you hear me? Can you feel me? I am love. A vision of God in a child's face, the face of you and me. The prayer I pray is for grace to be the God I know in me. The Word of God is a song of grace, yes, a song for you and me. The prayer I pray is for grace to be the God I know in me. I am love. I am love. I am love. I am love. Can you feel me? Can you hear me? I am love. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Woo! Wow. Yeah, receive that love.
Thank you.
Well, can you guys believe that was a foundations project? Whoa. Thank you, Travis. So vulnerable. What a beautiful song. All right, friends. Why did I do that? I turned myself off. It's now time for our conscious giving. And so will the ushers please come forward? All right, and we have some new ushers today. Thank you, Jimmy and Mary. Yay! Yes, and then you face that way. You can face that way. Okay, well, you can face everybody. Turn. There you go. Yeah. Hello. Let's give them some love. Thank you so much. This is great. I'm so glad you guys are here. All right. If you're watching us on Zoom or on the Love Stream, you can make a donation by going to paypal.me/awakeningways. If you're in the room and you forgot your checkbook at home or you forgot your cash, you can, I'm sure you have your phone with you. You can scan the QR code and give there. You don't have to have PayPal. You can actually use your credit card or debit card. And I invite you to take your gift and place it over your heart. If you did give electronically, you can place your hand over your heart. Or if you gave on your phone just now, place your phone over your heart. And please repeat after me. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world. And returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. All right.
Sing with me. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my woo! God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Big finish. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. Oh.
Nice. Let's turn within one more time. How blessed are we with this morning, with this message, with this music? We're just swimming in it. And I just give thanks for that. Thanks from the bottom of our hearts. And we take that light out into our week, out into the world, and just let it shine. And so it is.
Okay, and now it's time for our announcements angel, which is Susan. Yay!
Oh, good morning, beloveds.
Good morning.
So as you could see, we had two beautiful souls say yes to being ushers and greeters. And if more people said yes to take a turn, we would always have big smiles and warm hugs at the front door for people when they come through. And I just want to say, we have this sandwich team, which I'm on. There's 8 of us. And the beauty of that is, with 8 people on the sandwich team, each person makes sandwiches once every other month. And that's a beautiful model. If we could get 8 people on the ushers and greeters team, it would be an easy thing for everyone. So I just want to say that I remember one of the first things I ever did as a service in spiritual community was be an usher greeter. And I loved it because I got hugs from everybody and smiles, and it stayed with me for the whole week. So if you are interested in saying yes to taking a turn, see me after the service. Are you receiving our e-news? If you're not, you're missing out on a lot of good stuff. And I'm not just saying that because I put that e-news together. I'm saying it because it's awesome stuff. And Reverend Elizabeth feeds me the stuff that we put in there, and it's really, really good. So if you're not receiving that, please be sure that you get your email address to us. We have forms that you can fill out. There's a guest book in the lobby you can fill out. Reverend Elizabeth is taking a group of people on a spiritual pilgrimage to Bali in September 2025. If you are interested in embarking on the trip of a lifetime with like-minded souls from your spiritual community, talk to Reverend Elizabeth after the service. You can join practitioner Ann Hanline for an hour of meditation and inspiration on Wednesdays from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. at our office on El Camino Real. The celebration of life for our dear Kim Fishback is coming up on September 21st from 1 to 4 p.m. in Arroyo Grande. Please sign up at the back table if you have not done so already, so that we can let the family know how many people to prepare for. Sunday, September 29th, is going to be so much fun as we're having a potluck picnic party. Woo! Jimmy and the What Else Is Possible band and choir will lead us in unplugged sing-alongs, and we'll also have a playlist of songs. This is really going to be fun. If you have a favorite song that you would like to be included, please email us at info@awakeningways.org, and we'll make sure to put that song in the playlist. There's a sign-up sheet over there to sign up to bring your favorite potluck dish. Okay. Taking a breath. The Hearts and Hands team holds a really special place in my heart. I was a founding member of that team long, long ago, and the mission of the Hearts and Hands team is to provide opportunities for people to serve our spiritual community and our greater community. And since COVID, the team's focus has been on making sure we have snacks and beverages at the back table. I'm excited to let you know that this team is growing. Would those of you who are currently involved in Hearts and Hands just stand up for a moment? We want to give you guys some love. Up, up, up. Come on. Come on. Yes. Awesome. We are excited because we're revving up the team, and one of our first projects, we have a lot of projects in the works, so stay tuned. But the first one that we're going to start next Sunday is give you guys an opportunity to bring something for loaves and fishes. You can bring some canned food, you can bring some dry goods, you can bring hygiene products because they need all of that, toothbrushes, toothpaste, all that. Bring it here, and we will take it over to Loaves and Fishes for you. And we'll do that every single week, so we'll have a little bin where you can bring things. So we're starting up next week. Woo! Our book of the month for August is Spiritual Bypassing, when spirituality disconnects us from what really matters. This is by Robert Augustus Masters, and it's for sale at the back table for $20. Big shout out to all the volunteers and staff. We love you and we thank you.
Woohoo! Good job, Susan. That was a lot. Woo! All right, let's circle up for our benediction and call and response. Do, 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 do.
You guys have spare hands? You're busy, okay. You're busy, okay.
No feedback, huh?
Whoa. Hey now.
All right, won't you know with me that you are never alone, that God is where you are right now and always, and all that we ever need do is turn within, and it is here we will find we are guided, sustained, directed, and inspired by a source that knows only good. Joyously let us make use of these gifts in all that we think, in all that we say, and in all that we do. Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening as me right now. Something wonderful is happening as me right now. It is this thing called life. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in my body. Life is in my pocketbook. Life is in my pocketbook. Life is in my relationships. Life is in my relationships. Life is everywhere. Life is everywhere. I think it. I feel it. I believe it. I express it. I accept it. Just the way that it is. And just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Woo!
Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Big finish. Something wonderful. Yeah! Thank you guys. That was amazing. We have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our tongue grow. We are family, we're sisters and we're brothers, and we carry this love everywhere that we go. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love everywhere that we go. We have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love grow. We are tomming, we tomming, and we're tomming all day